I'm going to start trying to clean this boot up. I think some of this stuff, I'm going to try some Gojo on it. But like this stuff, I can scrape that off, so I don't know what it is. But I think between Gojo, maybe some lacquer thinner or something. I'm not going to put any Armor All or anything like that on it because I want to try and repair this hole. And they make these adhesive repairs that are just the vinyl without any fabric on it, and I think that, you know, that might fix it until I can get one properly made. Or, you know, it took 3 months from the one boot to this boot that didn't fit, so that would take me to the end of the summer before I get another boot if I, you know, have to wait from Distinctive. So I'm gonna, like I say, at least so I have a boot through the rest of the summer if I don't take it to Shelby Trim, because, you know, that's a bucket load of money. So I'm going to do my best to make this one work temporarily, and maybe I'll make a new one this coming winter if I don't have Shelby Trim do it. I have the equipment. I have the sewing machine. I actually bought the material to do it because I originally planned to do it. But I'd have to run to the foam place to get some thin foam like this. This is just stitched in. You can see the foam right in between this material and this material. So that would be no big deal, and I could just use some adhesive on this end to hold the foam, and with it stitched around, like I say, the edge. And I think if I make it myself, I'll make this that snaps to the car first. So just this piece right here. So it all snaps to the body, you know, to all the snaps properly. And then I'll work on fitting the vinyl over and then I can, you know, somehow, you know, clamp it with something or mark it or something to where I need to sew it so I can take it off and sew it. But I'll probably have to make this piece separate from this piece. You can see where it was heated from the factory. See that heat joint right there? And then, I don't know, they must just heated it to get that. See how it sits up there, unlike the replacement ones at both ends. They call that dart. It's darted, I guess. Anyway, I think I can make a boot if need be. It'd be nice practice. I would enjoy doing it. I might make 4 or 5 of them before I get one to fit, but hey, that's life sometimes, right? But it would be a lot cheaper than taking it in. You know, originally I had talked about taking it in to have Shelby Trim install seat covers on the seats, and I thought, no, I need to learn how to do this. They came out really nice. So I think we can take care of a top boot. I don't think that'll be an issue. I'm going to run the top back up, I think, because it's raining out today and it's supposed to rain all week, so I don't want it sitting here all week. This rainy weather, I was originally planning on buffing the car out. You know, it's cool out. I could, you know, throw some sheets over the Bel Air, and I could mask this off and throw some sheets over the convertible top. Give this maybe a 600 or 1,000 grit sand, buff it. There's 2 or 3 spots I need to sand before I buff, just lightly. And one is the trunk lid because ran out of paint right in here, and there's just a little strip of overspray here. And yeah, there's paint modeling in the metallic, and I may straighten that out next winter. I might repaint the trunk lid, probably the hood. May not. If somebody, you know, I would sell a car for less money with, you know, to take this car into a body shop, a good reputable body shop, and pay somebody to, you know, take the trim off and sand it out, mask all the jams off because they're fine. And you don't want overspray down into them because the overspray is rough and it just looks like heck when there's overspray in the jams. But to really do it like base cleared or do it really right, you're looking at about $8,000 to $10,000 if I paid somebody to do it. I did this right here in my 2-car garage. Just minimal dirt. I mean, came out pretty good for being done in my 2-car garage. I have no complaints with how it looks from being a garage, but it takes the value of the car from, you know, 35, 38,000 down to about 25, 28,000 because of the paint issues. But if somebody was to give me 25, 28 as it sits, I'd probably sell it. But if I go to all the effort of straightening up the paint or re-spraying the whole car in a base clear or something, then I'm going to be more in the 35,000 range for the car. So that's kind of where I'm at. I look at the auctions with and I'm sure a lot of you guys do too, what these cars sell for. But you know, you've seen the videos, you've seen what I've done on this car from the start to finish. So I wouldn't hesitate to, as it sits right now, ask, you know, 25, 28,000 for it as it sits now. But anyway, that was my goal, was originally to buff paint this weekend, but nope. I'm going to clean the top boot. That way I can at least put the boot on. I get people asking me all the time, where's your top boot? How come you don't have a boot? I've had people drive by and holler out, put your boot on. So, yeah, I need to deal with that. So that's why I'm going to get started on this one. Let me try some Gojo on that first. A little glob of Gojo, we'll just see what it does. And that almost looks like stain from like a can of paint. That little mark there. I might get a little brush. I'm going to let that soak on, hunt up a little brush, and then I'm going to brush that around, see if it doesn't clean it up, I'll try something else. But I'm going to do one little area at a time. You know, I mean, I can't really ruin it. I don't think. But anyway, I'm going to plug away at it, and I'll show you as I go. This is the one spot. It almost looks like paint of some type. I don't know. That's another one of the spots. I don't think the Gojo is cleaning this up like it cleaned the seat belts up. I actually think that's bird poop. Which one surprised me? I mean, you know, convertibles get pooped in now and then by birds. But yeah, that's not. Oh, it did take most of that stain out. And it took most of this one out too. I'd say 90% of it's gone. Yeah, that's totally cleaning it up. I'm going to go over it with a Gojo completely with that little brush. You can kind of see what came off on the paper towel just from that little bit, which isn't too bad. I washed this down in the driveway with the garden hose and Wesley's tire bleach and a scrub brush before I sent it to him because it was so nasty. I mean, it was nasty. So let me just work at it. I'll just go over with Gojo and we'll see how it looks when we're done. That was a little lacquer thinner. The Gojo really didn't clean it up like lacquer thinner does, and that's what I got off with lacquer thinner. So I'm just going to wipe it all down. Took all that mark out, took that stain mark, which actually once I really wiped it down, that mark didn't even phase it, the Gojo. And this one, it took, like I say, about 90% of it away. But I think we'll wipe it down, patch that hole. I got some vinyl glue. I'll glue those holes, and this will work for now. This is the underside. That's where the little rip is right there. But I'm cleaning all this foam and adhesive off the underside because I would like to, I think what I'm going to do is contact cement a piece of black vinyl on the inside there, like how we put the door panel, you know, together in the side panels. And then I'm going to find something. You can see these, there's one hole, there's one, so there's two holes. And there was another one over here somewhere, I think right there. So I'll clean all this up and then I can contact cement something there. There's no missing material there, so I can just contact something there and it'll hold everything in place. And then I'm going to get some thin foam or something like this and glue it to the cover like it originally was. That's why I'm cleaning all the glue off. But this side, well, it's got dirt from the floor on it, but this side cleaned up super nice. So once it's all glued, you know, put a little something on there to bring the you know, bring out the color. And this thing's surprisingly cleaning up nice. As nasty as it was when I pulled it out of the trunk originally, it's coming along good. But this is just a little time consuming because I got to kind of sit here and, you know, just kind of work it off. Just slowly pull it and the adhesive gives out, and then I can, once I get the foam off, the lacquer thinner cleans the adhesive right up. And so I'm just going around pulling all that's left of the foam off. You can see it, the adhesive kind of somewhere is still pretty good. But that's what I'm doing, just kind of coming off now. Get a big chunk off maybe. Anyway, yeah, so it's just going to plug away at it here, and as you can see, you know, some of these pieces come off pretty big. There's my pile that I've been pulling off this side. I wet the paper towel down good with lacquer thinner, and then you can see it just takes the remainder of the foam and the adhesive off. It takes a little bit of work. I mean, you know, it's not gonna clean itself off. There's a, you know, I gotta put some more lacquer thinner on my towel here. But you get that glue wet and just kind of keep it wet, and it softens it, and off it comes. And the remainder of the foam that was still stuck to it comes off too. And I end up with a clean surface I can glue to. And that is the key. Clean, nothing sticks to dirt. You got to clean it first before you get anything to stick. So that's what I'm doing here. All right, you kind of get the picture of how I'm doing it. There it is, cleaned up and on the car. And I think, you know, once I repair the tears out, there's a little bit of stress here and here, so I'll probably have to put a piece down a little bit inside there just to kind of protect it there so it doesn't tear through right away. It's got a little dust on it from wiping it with paper towels, but it I think it's gonna, there's a little oil there I got on it, so it's gonna blacken up. But these holes here, like I say, I'll just glue something underneath. You'll never even see them. And still, you know, I think once it's all together, I think it's, you know, new foam. What I was thinking of doing was I'll show you here. See how there's an edge here? And I cleaned the foam the best I could under that edge. So I might be able to spray mount the foam to the vinyl and run it right up to this stitching, and then run another stitch just a little bit from it. So it's like a dual stitch all the way around this joint. That's kind of a thought. I'm just thinking. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but there it is, the original, factory original boot, re-snapped, cleaned up, and now I got to look at repairing the holes. Kind of making a patch here for the top boot. We taped these torn joints, and that's the hole that's left there. You can see how we taped the joints, and we're using that to form it over. And this is the glue that I use. Okay. And then, should I sand this a little bit, do you think? Just rough it up?
Give it some texture.
Let me go get a piece of 80 grit. All the adhesives cleaned off. I used lacquer thinner to clean it really good. Kind of like patching a tire, isn't it? An inner tube for a bike. I don't want to sand the patch we're putting on it because I don't want the sanded parts to show, because you're going to see. What are your thoughts? Do you think I ought to sand it? Or? Okay.
The patch isn't that big. You just do like around the perimeter of the hole.
Okay. Should I get something to wipe it off? Solvent or something?
Maybe, yeah.
Well, we're going to find out if this works or not when we're done. If it doesn't, well, we'll figure something else out. But just get this hole fixed and it'll make a big difference. And just put glue on both pieces and over like so. And then are you going to tape it down with the tape?
I will, yeah.
Okay.
I think I might only put it around here. That way I'm not getting it on. I know you can clean it up with acetone, but
Yeah.
I think it might be better to just try to get it as
Okay.
close
Put it
to
on, pull it off, put it back on. Is that
Yeah.
like contact cement where it has to dry a little bit, does it say? I didn't see anything to where you put it on and you have to wipe it off again.
Move it around a little bit.
Just hoping when that stretches to put it on the car that doesn't pull apart. If it does, well, then we'll re-glue it. It probably won't pull it all 100% apart, so we could just re-glue what does pull apart when it's snapped, you know what I mean? I mean, this is temporary. This isn't... I'm eventually going to have to make a new boot for the car, but this is going to make it at least usable for the summer. Now, can we glue little tiny pieces on those holes on the other side, or just dab a little glue on them? And then when I'll get some foam tomorrow and spray glue some foam to the underside. You know, because that's how I used to repair seats that had holes that weren't missing. You know, I could just dab a little on it. I didn't need to add any material like that. This is the back side of the other tear there, and then there's a little hole right there, and I put tape on this side of the cover, and I'm going to sand it and then just glue a little piece of vinyl to it. Prepare it for the tire patch. Alright, that's ready for some patch, I guess. All I can think of is fixing a bicycle tire. Should we cut the sharp corners, just round it?
We can trim it off after it's dry.
Okay.
I'll get this other one too.
There's a hole right there also.
Oh, there's this one too. Did you put tape behind that one?
I did.
Okay. Where's that other hole at? Over here? Okay. Just put that there. We have too much glue.
Well, so what?
Okay, put some tape on those. Should maybe be putting this on here and put it so it's pointed out. Okay, let's turn it over, make sure it didn't go through. Okay, looks good.
Okay, we'll leave that overnight. Tomorrow I'll get some foam.
I'm gonna leave it this way though.
I'm gonna take it right off the car.
Well, just leave it while it's on here now. Don't mess with it.
Just leave it there for now?
Just leave it on the car, yeah.
Okay. There we go. It's patched. You can see it. I mean, you know, it doesn't not show, but it looks a lot better than a hole. And like I say, now just get the foam and take care of that. And this side here, it's all snapped down. And this side here where those holes were, looks really good too. So there we go. I'm going to take the car out for a short ride, just as the boot, just like that. Then once I get the foam glued to it, I can put some type of something on here to bring the luster out, and it'll match the seats pretty good. I've left the cover on here about 3 days now, the I guess tonneau cover, boot, or whatever you want to call it, to try and get the wrinkles out. It's been stormy, and you know, I haven't had any sun to back the car out into. It's been hot, but not sunny. But I'm going to take a hair dryer and try and get the rest of these wrinkles out before I glue this foam on. Went to the foam place. It's called Foam and More. I don't know why I was calling it the Foam Factory. It's Foam and More. This is what I got and what it cost. And the spray glue that I got is this. This is what they recommended to glue that to vinyl. So I'm going to start by, like I said, trying to warm that to get the rest of the wrinkles out. Most of them have come out. I want to get the rest out. And the repair has been holding up. It's been, like I say, a few days. So, all right, we're going to get some gluing done here. I might glue a little bit inside here just to give that a little more protection where it snaps over on each side there. A little piece of vinyl just to right on each corner there. Glued the piece of vinyl on the bottom here to protect it from that. We're just using this to smear glue. That's not the piece we're gluing on. Then you snap it back over that with the paper towel there.
Paper towels there.
All right, we'll let this dry overnight, and then we'll
look at the other side.
Then we'll deal with the foam. Yeah, I don't want my foam to be all wrinkly either, so here I laid it out on the roof of the Bel Air, and this I don't want in the sun. The UV will deteriorate foam, but if the sun comes out, I'll back it out. If not, I'll hair dryer it, but I'm gonna let it sit here one more day with these glued, let those dry overnight. I like things to dry 24 hours. You just get better results when you are patient and have, you know, wait for correct dry times. Well, it was a beautiful cloud free when I left to go run some errands, and you can see a little cloud right there. And on my way back, yeah, I got caught in a downpour, and it would have taken me longer for where I was to put the top up than to just, you know, really give it heck and get home. So I kind of stomped on the accelerator and got it home. I'm wet. I already dried the car and the interior. It didn't leave like puddles or anything, but everything, it was completely wet. The car, the wipers work. So yeah, having the boot on, the disadvantage is you just can't hit the switch and run the top up. And like I say, by the time I would have taken this off and run the top up, you know, I was home in just a couple minutes. It was just one little cloud, one little shower, I guess. Oh, there's still some water on the mirror. Just decided to teach me a lesson, I guess. But anyway, the car's all nice and clean now. The wipers work good. I had them on. And so I'm going to just kind of, I was going to back it out in the sun. That's why I took it to run errands. I was going to leave it out in the driveway in the sun to get the rest of these wrinkles out. So I'm going to try and glue this foam on today. And I've had this on the roof of the Bel Air, and all the folds have come out of it. So I'm going to, if the sun doesn't come out, we've had like a week of rain. And if the sun doesn't come out to back this out in the sun, I'll use a hair dryer on it. But yeah, I took this thing up and filled it with gas, so I'm not going to be driving it a lot when it took $86 to fill it up. No, I mean, gas prices here are just getting nuts, so I got to cut back on my, you know, just out aimless cruising and stuff. So anyway, I just use the cars when I run errands and stuff now and have to do my running around. I usually take the Galaxie because I can get in and out of stores and places I need to go, you know, pretty quickly. If I take the Bel Air, it's a half hour at every stop or more. So anyway, let me we'll get on this top boot and finish it up here so we can use it for the rest of the summer. And you can see the patio is still wet. The umbrella was up, but it's actually still a drop or two of rain coming down. There's a pretty attractive storm clouds just blew through it. Like I said, it was clear blue sky, and then when I left, not a cloud in the sky, and then my way home, these dark clouds came over. Anyway, that's that. While doing a little research, I was getting ready to glue this foam stuff on the back side of this, and this is what they call an unbacked vinyl. See how it has no fabric, it's just the vinyl. And what I'm finding is a lot of these spray adhesives won't hold the foam will give out. You need a back vinyl, but if I spray glued the foam to this, once this is out in the heat and the sun, it's probably the bond will probably give out. So I'm just gonna use the top as you see it, the boot. It fits nicely. It looks good. We got a little extra in here and in there, as you just saw, so that doesn't poke through. The hole is somewhat repaired, and I think I'm going to dress this up. I picked up some stuff. Let me show you. I got it in the States. This is what I found, and I used to use stuff like this on my mom. Had a 76 Mustang Ghia that had a, you know, the back portion was vinyl top, and the car was a 76. And she sold the car in 90, and the vinyl top on that car still looked like brand new and was soft and supple. and I always use stuff like this, and very happy with it. And I had an 86 Lincoln Town Car, I used it, and I haven't been able to see this or find this anywhere because you don't see vinyl tops on cars anymore. But anyway, that was an estate sale find, so I'm going to try this on the top boot, see if that brings the luster back out. And this stuff will, it's not like Armor All, where it attracts dirt and the luster goes away, and this stuff lasts. You do this once a year, twice a year at the most. And another thing too, I found a cooler in an estate sale. I didn't want a Coke cooler, and this is like a Coke cooler alike, but it's not. It's a cooler chest, and I like the little Eskimo thing on there. But yeah, I gave it the Cold War Motors level 1 cleaning. Look at this, it's got a drain for when and this is all, nothing's plastic on this. This is brass. There's a little rubber O-ring in there. This works. I washed it out in my level 1 cleaning, and that's how I drained it. It's got this hole, so you don't need to totally take it off, but that stops it from draining, and then you can just loosen it up and it drains. And it's got a bottle opener on it right there. Pretty simple cooler. And then it's got a tray, so I can put like some screwdriver, wrenches, just some odds and ends tools. I like to, I carry some basic tools and some basic parts with me in my cars. And I'm going to get another little bottle jack like that and a couple blocks of wood. And I'm going to probably sand the bottom and give it a quick repaint, just because. And I mean, this is probably 60s, mid-60s era cooler. It kind of looks at here. But anyway, I'm going to paint the bottom, and that'll be, I'll have a jack, some blocks of wood in case if I need to block a tire, put blocks under the jack or something, and just some odds and ends, just emergency stuff for the car, then it's out of sight. And that looks cool in the trunk. But I wanted, this was in the cooler. And I don't know if this is going to show up in the video or not, but this is called Corvettes. It was Korvettes, was a department store back in the day. And this receipt is dated 9/20/76, and the amount on it was $3.92. So I doubt this receipt was for this cooler, even though this receipt was in it. But being a 76 receipt, and this cooler tells me that this cooler was probably last used in 76. The Galaxie was last used in 76. So I think this cooler will go hand in hand with the Galaxie, because I think it's more period correct to the car. And it was stopped being used in 76, just like the Galaxie. This is in the cooler also. So I just thought, I'd just show this. I just thought maybe some of my viewers there would be interested in what I got here. So anyway, let me get this stuff going. I'm going to give it a try on the top boot and see how that comes out. And I'll show you how it looks when I'm done. Yeah, and as nutty as I am, I put the receipt in a baggie, and it's staying in the cooler, and I'm going to leave the bottle cap because that's vintage from this era. And like I say, it kind of goes hand in hand. Maybe I'll put the 76 plate that was on the Galaxie in here too. Did I show the rest of the cooler? Yeah, the back side. It's actually in pretty decent shape, all things considered. Sitting around in a house for God knows how long, bashed around the garage. It was pretty nasty when I got it. It needed that level 1 cleaning. That cleaned up, looks just like the rest of the interior. And what I like about this vinyl top wax, it doesn't leave that nasty oily film that Armor All leaves. I hate it. It gets real slippery and slimy, and I think it actually shortens the life of vinyl. But that's just my opinion. I don't own any Armor All. I've never liked it, never really used it. This is the kind of stuff I've always used, vinyl top dressing, and it's all all the same stuff. And but I just like this kind of stuff, and I always had a can of this, and it was nice finding another can. And looks like I say it came out super nice. Looks good. It's gonna go do some cruising tonight with the boot on Woodward Avenue. It's Friday evening. This car's going out, so maybe see some of you out on Woodward this evening. That is it for this video. If you liked the video, definitely hit the like button. It helps my videos get more views. And if you like my channel, hit that 348 engine icon there. That'll subscribe you. And thank you for watching my videos.